All right, everybody. In this video, we're going to be talking about product selection. We just covered finding our niches, and we went after niches that have proven competition in that market, all right? And we're going to take that same logic and apply it to product selection. Now, what do I mean by that? So we're going to search popular sites for popular items that are already proven to sell. We're not afraid of competition, right? We talked about that last time. I actually like going after markets that have other marketers already in them. Let the other marketers do the homework for you. Is there money there? Well, I know there's money there if there's other marketers actively promoting things. What I'm going to do and what my goal is to be is unique. So I'm going to have a unique angle in the market, position my product in a very unique way, and that's what's going to make me stand out in the newsfeed. We're going after people who are scrolling on their news feeds. They're going as fast as possible. So you have to get them in what's called an impulse purchase. And it's the candy bar at the checkout lane. That last little thing that you pick up before you walk out the door. And that's what we're going here. It's the same mentality. We have to go for as much impulse as we can. And that's why something like a free plus shipping offer works so well, because the angle is that the item is free and you just have to pay shipping. And it's only there for a limited time. If you're a t-shirt seller, that's why limited time offer always worked so well in your text. Limited is scarcity. So you have to get them into that impulse mode. I have to do it now or it could be gone forever. So that's what we're going to be essentially doing with our products. We're going to be very unique. Not sold in stores would be a good text to accompany the products that we're going to be going after. And then what we're going to do is find that unique product and then review that product's pricing elsewhere in the market, because we don't want to outprice ourselves. We don't want to be much higher than the competition. You can be higher than the competition, but if you're 3x, 4x, it's not going to sell, right? There is logic behind pricing in the market, and the impulse purchase will only get you so far. So there's two things you can do here. If you do one angle of free plus shipping, you can get an expected higher conversion rate than you would otherwise if you put that item on retail. The reason for that is that impulse. So we're going to have a lot in the advanced videos talking about conversion rates, focusing on how that affects your pricing model. But right now, what we're going to do is kind of put ourselves against the competition and see where we can fit in, and then we'll focus on really pricing that product later on. So let's actually go over the shoulder. And again, I'm not going to be reinventing the wheel here. You guys have probably seen these sites before. I just want to show the logic that I take when I'm doing this. So Watch Count, if you've never seen it before, is a great site that searches eBay for items that have lots of people watching them. People watching them shows intent for purchase, right? So you would potentially have lots of sales, and you can actually double check the amount of sales there as well. So let's go after something like, we're going to stick with our firefighter theme. Let's go after shirt. And you can see real quick how many watchers, how many past sales. And the one thing, the caveat here, and the reason that we have the tool that's available in the upsell, is that you have sales, but they're not necessarily sorted in that fashion. But watchers are a great first look at finding something. Let's go through one more thing. Let's go find a necklace. Okay. So real quick, you can see here's a little pocket watch. Here's a cross made of firefighter tools. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at that. So this is pretty unique, I would say. I probably can't even find this in the market anywhere. The one thing here to realize is that there's only 27 available, and there's 54 sold. 54 sold is nice, but I think these are maybe handmade and all items custom, made to order. There you go. So I think what you need to realize here is that this is not something we can pursue, as unique as it is. We can't really pursue it if we don't have the manufacturing capability to serve lots of people. So let's go keep going back through here. Now here's a similar item. No, same concept. Okay, so we'll abandon that. And you can start to see lots of unique items, but I was looking for some sales to happen there. So let's go back up to here and check out this. This has a lot of sales. It has a good amount of watchers relative to the market. You have more than 10 available with almost 500 sold. It's a pretty cool item, right? It's a pocket watch, and the price is cheap. We can definitely have some markup here available. So what I would do from here is take basically bronze firefighter pocket watch and take that over to Amazon. Let's go here. Here's one for $69.95, $15, $25, $12.98, $5.99. This is probably more aligned with what we're actually selling here. It looks exactly like the item. But you have some in the teens and the 20s. So as long as the quality of your item is good, you have some opportunity here to sell this item at a markup. We could even do $14, $9.99. This is available for a free plus shipping as well, if you do it correctly. And you can see that it comes from China. Another thing to pay attention to is your September 19th to October 7th. It is the 9th here today. So that's, a good amount of shipping. That's a good window of a couple weeks. But be aware of the shipping here. And then make sure to tell the people who are buying that this is how long it's going to take. So this is a cool item, and I think we're going to pursue it. What I want to do now is double check a bit on the item itself. And another thing that I can do is, besides Amazon, is go to Google Shopping and put in that same search. And here you're going to find a bunch of things that are very similar to what we're selling. And you're going to get a lot of deal sites here. But there are people, and your potential customers are going to search Google Shopping as well. So what's important for you to do is make sure you understand that you're going to have to position this correctly to make the sale. If it's very well known that it's a very cheap item, right? Or at least you're going to have to up the perceived value of the item in certain ways that we'll discuss later on to make sure that they know that they're buying this plus a little bit more. And that helps them justify the price of paying maybe $9.95 or $14.95, so on and so forth, to make sure it's not just the item. And we'll cover that in later videos. So that's pretty cool. We've basically listed this to a place where I would feel comfortable selling it. These are deal sites, but I'm going to go with Amazon here and put myself in the $9.95 to around $14.95. I think would be the max that I would do that based off of here. You can be slightly higher than some of these things, but not as high as obviously the higher quality items. So you're coming in basically mid-tier. Not on the low end, not on the high end, but right in between. So let's go to AliExpress. If you've never been here before, this is a great resource for you as well. You can probably find that item, since it's coming from China, is a good instance of that actually being sold here, and check it out. Now we've found that for $3.29 we can get it. We've squeezed out some more, 80 cents more, essentially, than the 81 cents more than the eBay version. And it's probably coming from the same location. And you can look around here, and the great thing about AliExpress is if you buy for bulk, you actually can increase your margins quite a bit, right? So you can ask the supplier to lower the price of the item that you're buying from them. If you say buy 100 or 1,000, you can actually ask them, what are their price breaks? Do you have price breaks at 50? Do you have price breaks at 100? Do you have price breaks at 150? And then you can try to hit those as best as possible when you're cutting orders. You don't want to leave that to say, I got to wait 2 weeks before I order. But if you can time it correctly once sales are coming in quite a bit, you might be able to optimize your price breaks. So that's cool. We found a cheaper option. And what you want to do is just go in there and kind of look at the supplier. Has got good feedback relatively. There's a lot of sales that have happened under this supplier. So he's, and a lot of feedback score that is rolled in. And after all those sales and feedback, he's still at 96.9%. You can check out the feedback on the product itself. You have 163 orders with 100% rating of feedback. 100% of the buyers enjoyed this product. That's a great indication that it's a solid product. These pictures are what I would use on your eventual Shopify listing. You can ask them for pictures or try to find some available on the internet that do not have the watermark. And then lastly, eventually what you can do is double check anything that you buy. Once you're doing high volume, this is the last step. Once you're doing high volume, come over to Alibaba and to see if there's any suppliers that are on here that weren't listed on the AliExpress. Because AliExpress is the sister site to Alibaba. This is made for smaller orders, and then this is made for large bulk orders. What you need to understand is not all suppliers list themselves from here onto AliExpress. So you might be able to find somebody selling the exact same product at a much lower price. You can see that 10 cents here to $3, you're not going to be able to buy it for 10 cents unless you're ordering a ton. So that's just showing you the possibility. But once you're doing serious volume, that's a great opportunity for you to go after. So we found something that's pretty unique, right? It's a necklace. It has high perceived value. You can go through here in any niche and really look for something. Necklaces, shirts, all the things that have expression to them. People are wearing them to express themselves. Bracelets, even like cool things like socks and hats and different types of things where people can wear the item, express their passion within a niche to other people around them. That's why shirts are so great. Everybody needs a shirt, and it's an outlet for everyone to express themselves. Well, a lot of physical products are in that same boat. If it's not on them, it can have to be on somebody else, like a dog or something like that. That's why dog clothing, dog collars, things like that work very well as well, because it's basically an extension of the person buying the item, or babies and things like that. So have that mentality when you're starting off. We're looking for unique things for people to wear to express themselves within that niche. And really make themselves different from everybody else who's outside of that niche. Okay? So pretty cool. We're going to be going from here into targeting. So we found our niche, we found our product, and now we're going to go after specific interest to go after. The important thing to do is never go from product to then niche. Don't waste your time looking for the product and then, or even creating the product if you're doing t-shirts, and then going to find the niche. It's important to understand the size, basically the market. Is it developed? Are there people selling things there? It's important to understand that before you actually go into the targeting aspect and find your product as well. So I will see you in the next video. Good Schmidt.